What is up guys, huge update, man. We're on day 6 of the new account and it is time to go ahead and take our kill up to 6 stars. We've been doing nothing but grinding food recently, so we're going to go ahead and pump him on up. There it is. Now I'm going to do something that I don't recommend that you do, but I'm going to go ahead and do it and throw the experience barrel onto the kill to instantly level him up to level 60, just so that you can see the massive impact that this is going to have. So bam, there it is. I recommend that you save the experience barrel to use when you want to blast a crap load of free points during like a champion training event or something, but there it is, the kill up to level 60, fully maxed out. Which then begs the question, what do you do after you've got your kill up to level 60, right? What is the next step? What is the next goal that you should be working towards, man? First, if you are looking to start a new raid account yourself and get a fresh start in 2025, then make sure to use my beginner promo link, which is down below at the top of the video description box. And all you gotta do is make sure that you are signed out of Play and Play on your PC. Click on that link and use it to create a new account to get your hands on Bambus 4-leaf, a free starter legendary who'll be waiting for you in your inbox as soon as you're done with the tutorial. And as you level up your account, once your account hits level 15, you'll also get to go for free as well. Because of the Atlas Chase, right now is an incredible time to start your new raid account so that after 7 days you get another free, very good, very powerful legendary champion as well. So make sure to use that link while Atlas the Wanderer is yet on the table. Before I go ahead and use this new level 60 kill to just blast through every campaign stage and farm a ton of rewards, what do you actually want to be doing with your account once your kill is level 60 or is at least 6 stars? Well, now is the time to actually start thinking about and building your core champion team in raid. This is going to be a champion team that brings a wide array of skills to the table and can take on most of the dungeon content, at least at lower stages in the game, and is really going to allow you to start exploring other areas of the game and other areas of content in the game. Also, in the coming weeks of raid, once you've got a few level 60 champs, you might then want to start playing the game a little bit differently and start following what's going on with the tournaments in the game. And this can kind of like let the tournaments and events that are going on in the game at this time guide you, right? For example, right now there's a spider tournament going on. If you're a few weeks into the game, you've got a few level 60s and you can farm spider stage 10. Go ahead and just farm the hell out of spider stage 10 for a day or two and pick up a whole crap load of free rewards, including a shard and an epic skill book. But it all starts with building that beginner champion team. So what does that team need to look like? Well, in my opinion, you got to just fill as many of these different roles as you can, and these roles are the following. In order from fastest to slowest champion, right? So these are the faster champions on your team that need to have more speed stats on your team and need to go first. You're going to need a speed booster, something like a To-Go. To-Go actually checks multiple boxes. He brings healing as well as an increased speed buff on his A2, so that's great. Also brings a revive skill on his A3, very good support champion. Next up, you're going to want a champion that places the decreased defense debuff, preferably on an AoE skill. This is where War Maiden comes into play. Again, you can farm War Maiden by just blasting the hell out of campaign stage 9, and it has a chance to drop War Maiden every time, and that's great because you can get a fully booked War Maiden that way. And yeah, on her A3 she brings a attack all enemies, 100% chance when fully upgraded of placing the strong decreased defense debuff for a couple of turns, and again, she needs to be the second fastest champion on the team. Next up, I'd recommend building a champion that brings an increased attack buff. Bambus does actually bring this on his A3, I think it is. Yeah, brings an increased accuracy buff and an increased attack buff, 50% version on all allies for 2 turns. It is on a 5-turn cooldown, so that sucks a little bit for a legendary champ. You know, you've got to get those legendary bugs in to reduce the cooldown a little bit. Another option that you have for this role is to farm stage 4 of campaign, where the spirit host can drop, and there she is, isn't she glorious? And this is like a very free and cheap option to get your hands on the increased attack buff, 50% version. And the 2 slowest champions on your team can just be a couple of damage dealers that are just there to kill everything, right? And the reason you want your support champions moving faster than your damage dealers is because you want to go ahead and land debuffs on the enemy, like decreased defense, and buffs on your champions, like increased attack, before your big damage dealers and your nukers attack on in. And this is going to be your first time really thinking about how to build champions and stuff in a serious sense. So just to keep it simple for now, any kind of support style champion, build them fast and build your damage dealers, right? Your big nukers on your account to be just a little bit slower with more of a focus on trying to get to 100% crit rate, and then stacking more stats like crit damage and stuff like that as well. It's going to be very useful. So nuker number 1, I would recommend that you level up the kill. Well, obviously, It's going to be your first level 60, so use the Kale in this role. And then your next level 60 Nuka, and in fact, your next level 60 champion that I would level up to 60 after Kale would straight up be Alice the Wanderer if she's available at the time that you're watching this video. She's just that powerful, very, very, very good legendary Nuka, even without skill books, which is great. And so that would sort of be the core recipe of the team that I would be building. Now, of course, if you started off your account and the very first thing you did after the tutorial was go to the promo code section and enter promo code Monkey King, then you get your hands on Sun Wukong as well as one of your other attack legendary Nukas, and you could go ahead and level him up to 60 as well instead of Alice as your second level 60 champion. You could do that. For me though, he's not quite as effective without skill books. Another thing to consider is that certain champions can do a job just fine at level 50 and they don't have to go all the way up to level 60, at least for a little while. I think that the likes of support champions like Tagore are a good example of this. Tagore is quite tanky, and to be honest, he's not there to do damage, right? He's there to place shields and revives. He's there to place the increased speed buff and do a little bit of healing. He doesn't need to rush to level 60 as like your second champion to go up to 60. Whereas a big old damage dealer like Sun Wukong, well, his damage is going to basically quadruple going from level 50 to level 60, you know? So it's a huge, huge deal to take your Nukas up to 60 with slightly higher priority than your support champs. However, another caveat that you gotta bear in mind is, do you even have the resources on your account to build out these champions, right? Now, if you take a champion like War Maiden, she's campaign farmable. You can throw as many skill books into War Maiden as you want because you can just farm copies of War Maiden and use those as skill books to fully max out all of her skills. For max building other rare champions on your account, it just takes rare skill tomes. Those are quite easy to come by, right? Quite easy to build out champions like that. However, when you go up to epic champions like Tagore, how many skill books do we actually have on this account, like 1 week in, where we've got 3 epic skill tomes? That would get like one of his skills half upgraded, you know? There's a lot of upgrading to do, and we don't have a lot of books to do it, right? So you got to sort of consider, do you actually have the resources to build a champion out before you pull the trigger on taking that champion up to level 60? Only then to realize possibly that if it's like a Sun Wukong, you're going to be stuck with a damage dealer that hits really hard and can do a great job, but it's going to take him a long time to really sort of come into his own. It's going to take many weeks or months even of saving up legendary skill books to get the likes of a Sun Wukong fully booked up and really firing it as full potential. And so for that reason, I'd highly recommend building out at least one of the campaign farmable rares because they're so easy to build. Maybe another rare champion here or there, and then slowly work your way towards maxing up your first epic in terms of skill books. And so for me on this account as a priority list, what order would I level champions up in? Well, we've already got the Kale up to level 60. That's great. My next level 60 on this account would be Alice, then War Maiden, because she's so easy to build. Then I'd go for Tagore, then Sun Wukong, and then Bambus Four Leaf, because, I mean, he's as a support champion gets. And again, the reason that I would take Alice up before the other 2 legendary champions is because she's great without skill books, whereas the other 2 legendaries, it's going to take them a while to fully come online. Now, of course, plans can also totally change as well as you go ahead and pull your shards, which I'm just going to do randomly here. Don't do this, right? You want to wait until there's a 2x event active to double your chances of getting epic or legendary champions from your shards before you go ahead and just start pulling all of them. But if you are to pull a champion, okay, I didn't pull any good examples here, but if you are to pull a champion that's actually just really good, it might take priority over your other champs. But I also want you to watch out for champions that fill niches that you are not currently hitting, right? If you don't have a champion on your roster that's able to place the decreased speed debuff, for example, that might be a champion that you want to hold on to so that you have that debuff at your disposal. If you don't have a champion that brings things like block active skills debuff or maybe decrease enemy turn meter, that kind of thing, you know? You're trying to build your account out to check as many boxes as you can. That is, after you've got your very first starter team built. Other debuffs and other champs that you might want to start looking out for actually could even be the likes of champions like Coffin Smasher that I pulled into right here. Why? Coffin Smasher brings a very reliable A1 for placing the strong version of the decrease attack debuff for a couple of turns, which is great because this is a key debuff to take into Demon Lord Clan Boss, which is a huge area of the game that you then want to start focusing on. after you've got your champion team built, right? Once you've got your core champion team built out and you can start clearing just lower stages of general content in the game and farming the occasional dungeon tournament here and there and stuff, you then want to take that team and start adapting it to build it into Demon Lord Clan Boss, right? So once you've joined a clan in the game, you're going to unlock your clan bosses. Oh, for God's sake, I'm getting the Chimera tutorial. Okay, screw all of that, man. Demon Lord Clan Boss, right? You want to be farming as hard a difficulty into Demon Lord Clan Boss as you can, which isn't going to be very much when you're first getting started. And you want to go ahead and check on the chest rewards that you can claim and to see how much damage you need to be dealing to Demon Lord in order to claim, ideally, the best chest that you can for the hardest stages that you can currently clear. How do you build a good Demon Lord Clan Boss team? That is the question, right? So what you want to be doing is building a team that brings the following. Poisons are exceptionally good on your kill. HP burns are exceptionally good as well as debuffs. You need to bring at least a little bit of healing to the table, which we are checking that box with to go from our beginner link, which is great. Decrease attack debuffs are massive against the Demon Lord Clan Boss. It's going to allow you to survive like a good 4 or 5 extra turns longer against the Demon Lord and get more damage in. You want to be on the lookout for ally protection champions as well. They're going to have a similar effect and just allow your team to last for a lot longer. And then it's things like decreased defense champions like the good old War Maiden, right? And ideally, you got champions on your team that are covering multiple of those roles at once. And I will actually include as well a beginner guide down below in the description box to get you started into Demon Lord Clan Boss as well, where we cover, again, all of the buffs and debuffs that are great to bring to the table and some example champions that you can look out for when you're pulling shards that might actually make a big difference and really help you out into Demon Lord. It's such an important area of the game. Why is it so important? Because once you're able to farm down to like brutal and nightmare difficulty clan boss, you can start unlocking ultimate chests, which have a chance at dropping bloody sacred shards, and not just sacreds but also legendary skill tomes as well, epic skill books, all kinds of shards. Yeah, the chests just get exponentially better the further down you can push. Also drops, you know, silver, gems, all of that good stuff. So farming Demon Lord Clan Boss every day and spending your Demon Lord Clan Boss keys every day, crucial stuff. And okay, hard mode campaign. I'm still yet to 3-star all of the stages all up and over here. In fact, we haven't even finished hard mode campaign just yet. That's all about to change. In fact, allow me to just time travel you guys real quick. Okay, and we're back, man. Now, I didn't actually finish all of the campaign stages because I gotta go, man. I'm just out of time. But yeah, we've got 3 stars on basically every single stage in hard. I'm just using Bambus and Kale together as a duo, and they wipe the floor with everything. And we're going to be progressing into brutal difficulty campaign very easily. Good stuff. And this is the Kale without his masteries as well. So yeah, all kinds of free rewards from this, 3-starring all of these campaign stages. One word of warning that I will throw out is that you don't want to progress all the way onto Nightmare difficulty campaign, which you guys can't see because it's behind my camera right now, but Nightmare difficulty campaign, that'll happen on its own, okay? Revisit it 6 months from now or something, forget about it, you'll eventually clear it, no problem, once your account is more developed. It's not worth pushing into to farm Nightmare campaign to level food champions or anything like that. It's just more efficient to stay on brutal difficulty and be farming stage 12-3 in Brimstone Path on brutal. Just stay there, you'll be fine, don't worry about Nightmare for now. And alright guys, down below in the description box there is a playlist that contains all of the guides that I've uploaded on this channel for like the past 10 months or something, you know, so make sure to hop onto that if you're looking for more updates and to keep on learning about the game. And yeah, that's the end of this little mini-series, just a little 5-6 maybe-ish video mini-series to get you started with your new raid account. And if you have not yet started your new raid account, make sure to do so right now, man, with the Bambus 4-leaf promo link, which you can find down below at the top of the video description box, man. All you gotta do is click on that promo link and use it to create a new raid account to get your hands on a free starter legendary, the Panda himself, as well as picking up to go once your account hits level 15. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you all did enjoy this one. Hope it cleared some things up and gave you some direction on what to do after your kill hits level 60. And I'm going to catch all of you all just a tad bit later, man.